All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Atlanta, Georgia. We are here for the CFBHC College Football Awards. I am joined by Jumbo and our wonderful site owner, Soluna.
What's going on?
Hello. Hashtag Mason Singleton for Ray Guy.
All right. Soluna, I'm just going to hand it off to you and let you get started.
Something that I just realized, I should have considered written up a list of all the previous award winners so we could compare these to previous years, but that's okay. I guess we can spot check it as we go, or if people want to look it up. So I guess the way we'll do this is I'll announce the awards and then maybe get your guys' opinions on the awards. Let me get my page up. So the way we're going to do this is all the awards first, then all the All-Americans, and then the bowls from the lowest bowl to the highest bowl, including playoffs. So let's begin with the awards. The Disney Spirit Award for the most inspiring story of the 2018 CFBHC season goes to the New Mexico Lobos. I'm pretty sure I think there were 2 people that didn't vote for them, but there's only there were 2 awards that were sweeps, and this one was the closest one to being one that didn't make it. So congrats to DML1, whatever his coach's name is.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good choice, even though they got completely crushed in their conference championship.
They're still even with an easy schedule, it's still tough to go 11-1 or whatever. It's hard to do. So congratulations to New Mexico.
Out of curiosity, what was the other one?
Hold on, let me look. One was me, and one was. Oh, there was. Sorry, it was 4 votes that weren't for.
Oh.
For New Mexico, it was me, TCU, and the vote was not Danger, surprisingly. Iowa State and Moffitt. I don't know why TCU was one of the votes.
It's a long-term award for Danger's turnaround. It's so inspiring.
So I think that's actually what. Oh, it said TCU note. Danger finally did something with his 5-star recruiting classes, but then ironically he didn't. After the award switched it, so. Alright, second award of the night. This was an award we created the first year by, I think this was actually Josh Glick that suggested this, but it's my admin award for most contribution to the site. I think this counts for wiki work, development stuff, media, just general kind of like rewarding people who've done a lot of stuff on the site. So the 2018 winner for this, let me check if it was a sweep or not really quick. I should probably check this beforehand. It wasn't, but it was close. The 2018 CFBHC Admin Award winner is Imposter.
What?
Right here.
What?
Congratulations,
Wow.
People really appreciated all the media stuff you've done since we haven't had game day for like 3 seasons. And then it started coming back, I guess.
I don't know what to say here. I guess thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. I just want to ask a quick question. Why were people allowed to vote on Saluna's admin award?
It's not really my award anymore. I only picked it the first year, I think. The second year it wasn't a choice. I'd like to mention everybody else that got votes too, just for like completion's sake, but
yeah.
Stormstopper, Sagebow, Bingo, Inspiral, Jumbo, and Saluna also got votes. How I can win my own award, I don't know, but we'll just roll with it.
It's the Saluna Admin Award, named after the inaugural winner, Saluna.
Yeah. I don't know who the original winner was. It wasn't me. It was like Insane Baboon, I think. Throwback to people who were here in 2013. Okay, well, third award. Now we start getting with the legit serious awards. So we'll begin with the Home Depot Coach of the Year award. Any guesses for? You guys should take a guess actually before I announce you.
All right, which one is this?
Coach of the Year.
Oh, I think it's Artinger.
I'm going to give a conference shout out to AJ Youngberg.
Oh, respect. I respect
That's a good
that.
one.
This was a sweep vote, and Imposter guessed it. This was Artinger for Auburn. I'm not really surprised. I was surprised DML didn't get any more votes for New Mexico, but I guess it was enough of a sweep in that case. I'm also surprised Randy didn't get any votes for being 12-0. I asked somebody about it, and they said, well, it wasn't coaching, it was recruiting, but that's part of coaching, so I don't really...
Yeah.
I think it always ends up being a compared to preseason expectations thing, so, like, no one expected Auburn to
that's normal.
be as good. Yeah. Like
Auburn out of nowhere, as one voter put it.
Yeah, like I played them week 1 when they were unranked, so I don't think most people expected this.
Correct.
All of them would have been good choices, I think.
There was a couple good choices this year. It can't be any worse than 2013. That one's vacated. We will never mention this again.
I will look into
Went to blank.
Never bring that up again. That was a dark time in the site's history. The Ray Guy Award for the best punter in college football. This is one of the ones I should look up. Here, I'm going to do this really quick, actually. The previous winners, we'll mention them. I feel like this is something that needs to be done, especially now that Sage has updated all these standings. So the most recent Ray Guy Award winners have been Jason Sokia from Notre Dame and Gary Levels from Michigan State. Joining them this year will be Mason Singleton from Pittsburgh.
Hey!
Yep. I believe he has a punting average of like 48 or something like that, 48 and a half.
It was something insane.
It's fairly high. I think he had the highest average per game at like 53 or something earlier in the year.
Yeah, he had like some ridiculous like 54, something like that.
Yeah. So congratulations to Jumbo's punter.
Draft him.
Yeah. Oh, he is an eligible player. Okay. Moving forward to the Lou Groza Award for Best Kicker. The last 2 years it was Gino Chiavarini from Texas, and my kicker last year, Matt Fisk from Penn State. Joining him this year will be, I believe, 84 overall, Alejandro Aguirre, kicker from Oklahoma.
Very well deserved.
Least surprising award winner.
I'm actually surprised that no kicker has won this award twice. I guess they're always seniors when they win it. At least that's what it feels like. I think that one was actually a sweep, or fairly close. Yeah, it was all but 2 were Aguirre. Okay. So now non-special teams awards. I'll start with the defense. The Jim Thorpe Award for Best Secondary Players includes cornerbacks and safeties. Let me look up the previous champions. Last 2 years, it was Laurent Christensen. Actually, this award's been won back-to-back twice. Keyshawn Thompson twice, Laurent Christensen twice, and then last year it was Teddy Walker. This year it is Troy Marshall, cornerback from Texas. Second, I'll announce the runner-up for this, but second was David Pennington, safety from Vanderbilt.
Yeah, both of them turned in fantastic seasons, and I'm not really surprised with Marshall winning it.
I'm surprised Ian Gardner didn't get more votes.
He had no votes, actually.
That's weird, because he had only 1 fewer pick than Marshall, and he had an extra touchdown.
I'm not sure. Maybe people looked at he didn't do so well in certain coverage situations or something. Okay. Dick Butkus Award, which is the best linebacker in college football. Last 2 years, Tunch Richardson from Alabama and Lewis Peterson from Oklahoma State. Joining them this year will be Akeel Morris from Nevada. I feel like these are very not surprising for most people.
Yeah, between nephews, constant advertising for him, I'd say.
For the next one, I'd like to hear your prediction, though. This is the Rotary Lombardi Award for Best Defensive Lineman, so defensive tackle and defensive end. Last 2 winners are Anthony Ortiz from Oklahoma State and Anthony Miller from Tennessee. Who do you think wins it this year?
Well, when I looked at the stats, I was really impressed with Early Davis's stat line. So I think he has a really good shot at it.
This was a really close vote.
I was looking at the stats too. I think it's going to be Tyler Jones from Mississippi State.
It might also be that.
He has a lot of sacks, and he got an interception and a fumble recovery and a forced fumble and a touchdown.
Okay, the winner by 2 votes, it was between those two, the guys that you mentioned, but the winner by 2 votes is Early Davis from Georgia.
Oh, wow.
There was also one other vote for somebody unrelated. Randolph was the other mention, Joseph Randolph.
Probably not a West voter.
The Chuck Bednarik Award for Best as Defensive MVP, basically. Previous winners Tunch and Lewis Peterson, so it's been linebacker every year. Nick Upshaw, Tyrone Jones, Philip Moore, Tunch Richardson, and Lewis Peterson. The winner this year is David Pennington, strong safety, Vanderbilt.
Wow. Really
I'm actually kind of glad he got recognized since he didn't win the Jim Thorpe, but he had an amazing year.
Yeah. He turned in a phenomenal year for a upstart Vanderbilt team.
One reason why Vanderbilt didn't give up so many passing yards, they had a fairly good season. I think they finished 9-3 or something, but
I think it was 10-2. No, it was 9-3. 9-3.
I think it was 9-3 because they didn't win their division.
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes the defensive awards. So we'll move on to offense with the. Sorry, I'm trying to this up. With the Outland Trophy for Best Offensive Lineman. This is kind of tough for you guys since it's not particularly obvious, but this one goes to Quinn Burr, offensive tackle from Iowa State. The Cyclones picking up an award.
Considering Pacheco's monster year on the ground, that would logically make sense.
You'll see for the there's gonna be a lot of draft profiles for O linemen, and those should be significantly more helpful in drafting as well. Trying to make that a little bit better, I guess. Previous award winners for this, just to give a comparison, since you know some of these names from the NFL or not. The last year was Brandon Riemann, who I believe was drafted by the Titans. Before that, it was Gray Brown and Kevin Simon, who are both fairly good. So it's a fairly good indicator. Although 2013 winner was Bob Rugemer, who I'm pretty sure retired.
Who's that?
I don't know. It was a good tackle from Texas. Up next is the Fred Biletnikoff Award for Best Wide Receiver. Last 2 were Sean Jenkins from North Texas and Darius Shadad from Virginia Tech. Joining them this year will be Jeremy Scarborough from Colorado State, Conroy's favorite target.
That guy is good.
This guy is very
really good.
I think the most... Actually, no, wow. Jankowski did win this award 4 years ago, so I guess he was a freshman when he won it. That's crazy. I was going to say it would be crazy to have him graduate without ever winning the Biletnikoff.
He did it in the youngest point of his career, too. That's interesting.
It would be weird if he was a 2-time All-American and had never won it going into this year.
Yeah, that'd be strange. Okay, the Doak Walker Award for Best Running Back. Last 2 years, Mike Latta, Florida State, and Troy McCray, Wake Forest. And this year, joining them will be Jazz Durant from Auburn. I'm surprised. This was so close. He won by 1 vote over Asante Soul.
I was going to say,
Actually, never mind. It was all Durant and Soul.
I was going to say, I'm a bit surprised that it's not Soul, but I guess it's the team success argument.
I don't know, honestly. I voted for Soul. Just putting that out there. I could see either one winning Best Running Back Award, though.
Both were just fantastic this year, and voting between them was really tough.
People in the shoutbox are going nuts, as expected.
Yeah. Well, and despite what Jazz has gotten trashed over the past week, but that kind of ignores that he has had a really good year.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Both Durant and Soul are in the top 5 all time for running back seasons in CFBHC. I think only Sterling Brown might be better than them in our history. Okay, John Mackey Award, Best Tight End. Last 2 years were Kendall Brandon, Georgia Tech, and Matt Thomas, Hawaii. Now of the Dolphins and, I believe, Raiders. This year's winner is Stephen Maloney from Texas. This was one of the most contentious awards, I think. There were like 5 or 6 nominees. Second place was Tia Lealofi from Utah. It was one of the best names. I kind of wanted him to win just on that.
Just have a guy named Tia Lealofi win.
It's awesome. Rolls off the tongue. And now...
How much it has.
Yeah, go ahead. What? The last 3 awards before we get to the Heisman. Walter Camp Man of the Year, which is just the kind of player who you'll most remember from this season, I guess. And that goes to Maddie Swift. I think that's mostly due to some hyping that Smackens did.
Some.
Let's see who the previous ones were for this, because this would be interesting, actually. 2013, Jason Johnson. Oh, I remember that. The hype train from his ridiculous stats.
Oh, yeah, I actually wasn't there for that, but like the Jason Johnson prize winner or whatever it was.
Oh my god, people were going apeshit over Jason Johnson's stats. Then Jarius Jones, Charlie Walter, Sean Jenkins, and last year Tommy Jones.
It's hard to believe that Charlie Walter won that.
Dude, oh man, he was...
I remember, but it's hard, like, it feels so long ago.
Yeah, he was fucking... Everybody loved him so much. Okay, Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, which is the best senior quarterback, goes to Alex LaShore. Also, not ultra surprising.
I mean, it was bound to be one of the big 3, right?
Right, well, that was obvious. Let's see what the previous winners and how they're doing in the NFL. Jason Johnson, Thomas Wheeler, Eric Wiegert, Jarius Jones, and Aaron Shea. Gets a little bit better there at the tail end.
Just
it increases from like less shitty to progressively less shitty, basically.
Remember when a team traded up for Eric Wiegert to take them number 1 before they even knew how good he'd be?
What kind of board would do
that? Davey O'Brien Award for best quarterback goes to also Alex LaShore.
I kind of hope it would be Joel King just to like round out the trio of...
that would be interesting, actually.
That would. I mean, maybe King gets Heisman, and then we do have a trio.
All right, Heisman. The Heisman Memorial Trophy. I know there's always going to be bitching about this because there is every single year, but we'll go from the bottom up in the total votes. So the 4 people that did not make the final list of the finalists are Emmanuel Fields, Ricardo Reed, Brad Davis, and Elijah Moffitt.
Oh, really?
What a list of scrubs.
So those are the people that did not make the final voting. So now the points going up from 7th to 1st. In 7th place in the Heisman voting, Raheem Robinson, wide receiver, Oklahoma State, 7 points. In 6th place, Brett Fisher, 27 points, University of Miami, quarterback. In 5th place, Joel King, 37 points, quarterback, Houston. In 4th place, Maddie Swift, 64 points, quarterback, Texas A&M. This is the point where we would mention FanDuel. I'm not going to.
I'd like to thank our sponsors, FanDuel.
Please make sure to send an email to your congressman if you live in the following states: New York, California, Nevada, Alaska, Mississippi, Virginia, or Maine. Betting is being made illegal in your state. Make sure to talk to your congressman.
This promo code lawsuit.
Click the book in the upper right-hand corner of the website and enter the code. Waiting for the shout box to catch up. I'm trying to read this. It's interesting. In 3rd place, with 67 points, running back from the University of Wisconsin, Asante Sol. 2nd place has 73 points. 1st place has 74 points.
Wow.
The 2018 Heisman Memorial Trophy winner running back from University of Auburn, Jazz Durant.
I'm just kind of happy it's not a quarterback. Is that the first non-quarterback?
It is the first non-quarterback.
It might have been.
It is definitely the first non-quarterback. Alex LaShore gets second place with 73 points.
It was very, very tight.
And the ensuing meltdown in the shout box will be of epic proportions.
Oh, it already is.
After the pro day thing, it's going to be like weeks of he didn't deserve that Heisman, he should go undrafted.
That's not how it works. NFL talent is not equivalent to college talent. This is something that a lot of people, while they're drafting, don't actually seem to understand. Just for general reference, just because they're good in college does not mean they will be good in the NFL, or vice versa. Okay, 2015 All-Americans. I'll just hashtag Jazz Hands is apparently the thing for this Heisman. 2015 All-Americans. I'll just read them off. Interestingly, our Heisman winner is not one of them. Quarterback Alex LaShore, running back Asante Sewell, fullback David Campbell, wide receiver Jeremy Scarborough, wide receiver Tyrus Wilson, tight end Stephen Maloney, offensive tackle James Poindexter, Nebraska, offensive tackle Mike Woods, Michigan State, guard Henry Brown, Louisville, guard PB Holmes, Purdue, center Martin Terry, Nebraska. On defense, defensive ends Tyler Jones and Early Davis, Mississippi State and Georgia. Defensive tackle Michael Carroll, Hawaii. Outside linebackers Lucas Foreman and Shane Easley from Connecticut and Penn State. Inside linebackers Akeel Morris and Ray Taylor from Nevada and Syracuse. And the four defensive backs are Troy Marshall, Texas, Ian Garner, Minnesota, Nathaniel Woodworth, Miami, David Pennington, strong safety from Vanderbilt. Your special teamers are Alejandro Aguirre, kicker from Oklahoma, and Mason Singleton, punter from Pittsburgh. So, well, it's kind of a part of the problem that only one person can be All-American. I think in real life it's actually, well, I mean, you're first, second, and third team.
Mason Singleton got robbed for Heisman, I'm just saying.
Oh, no. All right,
Hunters are people, too.
Okay, so, bowls.
All right, I gotta cross my fingers here.
The Reese's Senior Bowl will be coached. The North will be coached by Feverful, and the South by Artinger. Just FYI. Remember how this works. You can draft any players from. There's a map of universities that you can draft players from. I'll find it again if necessary. For the Senior Bowl. Okay, from the bottom up, I'm gonna have to do. This is gonna be tough for me. I'm probably gonna fuck this up because I have the list of bowls to my left and the teams to my right, out of order. So, the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, New Mexico, will be contested between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the what is the school's mascot?
Just say the insert mascot here.
Between the Arizona State Sun Devils and the Central Michigan Chippewas. I don't even know what their mascot is. The New Orleans Bowl in New Orleans will be contested between the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Everybody's favorite bowl, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Why is he laughing?
That's a very good question.
The famous Idaho Potato Bowl in Boise, Idaho, aka the shittiest bowl, will be contested between the Miami of Ohio Redhawks and the Fresno State Bulldogs.
Excuse me, but Boise is beautiful this time of year.
-40. Never forget the Super Bowl in Lambeau. Whoever voted for that shit. The Boca Raton Bowl in Boca Raton, Florida, will be contested between the Buffalo Bulls and the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Ooh.
That'll be a very not good one.
Poinsettia Bowl in San Diego, in lovely San Diego, this is one of the ones you want, will be contested between the Air Force Falcons and the Toledo Rockets.
Ooh.
That's a fairly good game, I think. Death against Discreto.
It's going to be really fun.
Bourbon Bowl, Louisville, Kentucky. This is the Dangerous sponsored bowl. UCF Knights against Eastern Michigan Eagles. I'll let you guys comment beginning the higher level bowls.
Okay.
These lower ones, I think they'll let people spend these.
If it's the G5 team, frankly, I don't care.
I mean, I'm from the G5 here, so.
The Bahamas
exactly.
Bowl in Nassau, Bahamas, will be between the Ohio Bobcats and the Marshall Thundering Herd.
Ooh.
It's a fairly good game, actually.
Wait, you say Marshall and Ohio?
Yeah.
Rematch?
They play?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't know every
The
game.
guy who sims the game doesn't even know.
I mean, I've simmed like 700 games or something this year, so...
Yeah, but still.
For some reason, the only game that stands out to me is Penn State against UTEP. I don't
Why?
know why, but it was like it was the day before GRV came to my house, and I remember doing it while like texting him or something. I don't know why I remember that game. The Hawaii Bowl in Honolulu. Boise State Broncos against SMU Mustangs. The Horse Bowl.
Oh my.
I think it's actually a really good game.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one.
Can SMU keep Grady Mitchell from rushing for less than 200 yards?
Grady Mitchell's a running back playing quarterback.
Basically, that's Darren Carroll. The Mile High Bowl, sponsored by Discreto in Denver. I'm still convinced that this is a pot joke, but
Of course.
I don't. He claims it's not, but I don't know. It's so long.
Come on.
The Mile High Bowl will be contested between. I didn't realize this when I made this. This is going to be hilarious to people because of the coaches, sort of. But I didn't realize this was not on purpose. Between the BYU Cougars and the Stanford Cardinal. So Notorious gets to go to the Mile High Bowl against his new team.
Notorious, what's the worst game plan you can make?
Well, he can only play BYU. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
The Heart of Dallas Bowl in Dallas, Texas, between Washington State Cougars and the Rice Owls. AAC champion, or CUSA champions Rice Owl.
See, he doesn't even know their conference. They're
Well,
not
they've been in
real people.
5. I think they've been in 5 different conferences. Legitimately, like weren't they in the Big 12 when it started?
Yeah.
Yeah, so exactly.
Yeah, I think they just moved to the CUSA this year.
Right. The Pinstripe Bowl between the independent Georgia State Panthers and the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Interesting.
About as average as you can get.
I just realized we're like almost.
No, it actually is that Georgia State was like the worst team ever, and I think they were 0-12 like 3 years ago, and now they're in a bowl. So.
Yeah. I mean, we're almost halfway down the line on Georgia State's track to 2025 national champions.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. Independence Bowl, Virginia Cavaliers against the Connecticut Huskies.
Ooh.
I hope people go in some more depth of analysis on some of these bowls, because some of them are like 2.5 weeks out, so hopefully we can see some interesting stuff.
I might do that.
So that was the Independence Bowl. The Peony Bowl, which is thank you to Sophos, held at the Big House between Colorado and Rutgers.
Oh,
Medley versus the Prophet.
not Nebraska.
This is also going to be a snow game in like 10-degree weather, so whoever's better. Oh, that's not so good for Prophet, actually. They throw like 50 times a game. The Military Bowl in Annapolis. Go ahead.
He'll just have to run more.
Yeah. The Military Bowl in Annapolis, Maryland. Home game for Navy against Georgia Tech. Trey gets to show how American he is. Can he beat the military?
It's a lose-lose for Trey. Either Georgia Tech loses or the military loses.
Yeah. Bingo's Land of 10,000 Lakes Bowl in Minneapolis, another freezing-ass cold one. Will be contested between GRV's last game for the Maryland Terrapins against Laser Cats in Northern Illinois.
Oh.
Colts-Jets matchup as well.
Oh, if
That
only.
couldn't have happened.
Yeah. If only.
The Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, Texas. I actually like this matchup, how it ended up. It's between the Arizona Wildcats and the New Mexico Lobos.
feel like Arizona's going to destroy them internally.
The fight for the Southwest.
Well, I don't know.
I think it's a fairly decent matchup. I don't know. It depends.
It's not awful. Just like, it's not good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Border Wars are always interesting, though.
Yeah, I like the ones that have like history or theme. There's some pretty good ones coming up. The Russell Athletic Bowl in Orlando, Florida, and beautiful Citrus Bowl about a couple miles away from where I'm living right now, will be held between the Texas Longhorns and the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Well, I killed Texas like 3 bowl seasons ago, so I may as well do it again.
What bowl was that in? Do you remember?
I'd have to look it up, but like I just remember I played Sam
Wasn't it
Light.
the
And
playoffs?
no, it was a bowl. I played Sam Light, and he threw 3 picks and no touchdowns. That was fun. It was hold on, it's on my wiki page somewhere. It was the Meineke Car Care Bowl of Texas 4 seasons ago.
Oh, okay. That's
Not a very interesting bowl. But
that one's coming up in a second. The Russell Athletic Bowl. This is actually the first good matchup, I think, legit good matchup. Texas-Pittsburgh. It's a fairly good game.
yeah, that was the one Storm picked me to lose like 35-7 or something like that.
And you want? Well, I guess you always
Yeah.
Homer's Big 12 stuff. The Arizona Bowl in Tucson will be held. Oh, this is actually a very good matchup. The Arizona Bowl in Tucson between the Nevada Wolfpack and the Temple Owls.
Nevada's fantastic.
Akil versus Alien. Coaching versus defense. Can he do it? Can you name any Temple players?
Ricky Lewis.
Okay. Other than fullback playing as running back, Ricky Lewis.
No.
Their quarterback, whose name escapes me.
That's not how this game works.
Like I know his name if you tell me, but I don't remember it.
All right, next up, the Texas Bowl, which Jumbo just mentioned. This year it'll be Mississippi State versus Baylor. Will Fuller versus
Sean Bell.
yeah, Sean Bell. Forgot about Sean Bell.
He's been overlooked in Big 12 because of Pacheco.
Yeah.
Sean Bell is people too.
The next up, the Franz Kafka Frozen Bowl. Congrats on your marriage, Kafka. If you ever watch this video, we miss you. It's been like 10 months since you left us. But your bowl lingers forever in Lambeau. This year it'll be Missouri against ECU, East Carolina. Tucker Dowden against Liam Carver, 2 pass-heavy scrambling quarterbacks. Missouri did some crazy Wildcat shit in the middle of the year and still made a bowl, so it is possible, friends.
They knocked off Georgia with it.
Run the Wildcat as your
Georgia
main
wasn't that good.
If you don't run the Wildcat as your main scheme, you don't have any balls.
Yeah, that's true. Just nobody's done it in like 4 seasons. People were doing it like when it first got introduced, but not anymore. Okay, another interesting matchup, mostly because of who happens to be in the namesake bowl game. The Weiss Markets Bowl, which also Weiss is no longer with us, will be between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Florida State Seminoles. Battle for the Southeast.
Oh, boy.
Wow, Weiss made his own bowl.
Yeah.
And then got in it, only to not actually be there.
Only to leave like 2 weeks beforehand, yeah. The Music City Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee. This is an awesome matchup. I can't wait for this bowl game. Between the Emperor of Orange Clemson Tigers and the LSU Tigers.
Death Valley versus Death Valley.
Death Valley versus Death Valley, yeah.
Original versus fake.
Okay, we got 7 more. The Holiday Bowl, it's another San Diego game. The Holiday Bowl will be between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Utah Utes. This will be Sleuth of Bear's last game as Utah head coach. I remember people said Nebraska has a free national championship this year, about 4 months ago. Just FYI, I wanted to bring that up again because when Enmise went to Nebraska after Rabbit left, everybody said, "Congratulations on your free 2018 national championship game." Just wanted to mention that. I saw the Shoutbox quotes in the quotes thread like a couple weeks ago.
So you calling him out as a shitty coach, or?
I'm just bringing up that it was not a free title. Gator Bowl, Jacksonville, Florida. Gator Bowl will be Texas A&M against Purdue.
Ooh.
Maddie Swift against a very up-and-coming young team. And Spirals.
Matt Jones.
Matt Jones, yeah. Probably a Heisman winner in the future, potentially.
Yeah.
The Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Tennessee, between the Vanderbilt Commodores and Texas Tech Red Raiders.
You mean to tell me Vandy's pass defense? Yep. Vandy's pass defense against Christian Barkley.
This is going to be This is going to affect one of the other's draft stocks. Barkley and Pennington.
I feel like it can't affect Pennington's as much though, just because he is one player that can't control it as much.
True, but if you see like Christian Barkley's 70-yard touchdown pass 3 times in a row, then we have a problem.
True.
Very true.
So it's the Liberty Bowl. So 4 more before we get to the playoffs. The Cactus Bowl, which is like the worst name ever, in Phoenix, Arizona, between the Kansas Jayhawks and the UCLA Bruins.
Yeah.
I feel like for the 4th last bowl, that feels kind of uninspiring.
They both had. I mean, UCLA was like 11-1, and Kansas won the Big 12. It's just like UCLA somehow didn't win the Pac-12 though. At 11-1.
No, UCLA was.
They didn't even win their division somehow. When the other division winner was like 5-7.
UCLA was 10-2. They lost to Utah earlier.
Still, the Pac-12 champion had 2 less wins.
A team played in the Pac-12 championship that was 5-7.
What the fuck, Cade? Like, seriously?
The Pac-12 North is ridiculous.
The Alamo Bowl in San Antonio, Texas, between the TCU Horned Frogs and the USC Trojans.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, home field advantage is true. Kind of. So you get to take on, if you lose to the Pac-12 champion, you're never allowed in the playoffs again.
Wait, doesn't he have to make it first?
That's true. Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
What will we do when Daquan Darcy declares?
Second to last, Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida, between the Florida Gators and the Wisconsin Badgers.
Ooh.
So Sanfé Sol against a fairly solid team with no major stars.
Prince McGill,
yeah, but he's a free safety. So
yeah.
Sure.
Jaden Grant's all right.
Jaden Grant's been pretty good. Even Ethan Newby's been pretty good for being like a 3 or something. Citrus Bowl in Orlando. This is the final 2 that did not make the playoffs. This will be contested between the Minnesota Golden Gophers and the Tennessee Volunteers.
I like that one.
Be a good one.
That's going to be a good one.
That's a good game. So let's get to our playoffs. The Sugar Bowl, the number 1 seed against the number 8 seed, will be Alabama Crimson Tide against the Iowa State Cyclones.
Can't wait for the riots and the shoplifters over this one.
This is the first year where I legitimately don't. I think 8 teams is too much for the playoff. At least we nerfed it back down from like 11 or whatever it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Iowa State, I don't think they're a playoff team.
I mean, we're about to find out because they're going to face one of the best teams I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, like
if they can keep this even close, then respect, and you probably should have been there. But I can't see anybody on the site thinking that Iowa State's going to win this game, honestly. Alabama had a hiccup today against Tennessee, and that was allowing more than 20 points for the first time in like 5 months.
Yeah,
I think Iowa State, but like you got to give me like 13 points.
I wouldn't take that.
I think the only teams Alabama's allowed 20+ to was Rutgers in the beginning of the year and Mississippi State like 3 weeks ago.
Wasn't the Rutgers game like close? It was like 23-20 or something.
26-23 if I'm not mistaken.
Damn. Respect to Rutgers. The Peach Bowl in Atlanta, the number 2 seed against the number 7 seed. The number 2 seeded Michigan Wolverines against the 7 seeded Boston College Eagles.
I could easily see BC winning that one.
That I honestly don't know.
I need to look into it.
You got to beat the best to be the best, though. So any of these, I mean, you need to if you want to be national champion, you're gonna have to. These matchups are like so crazy. The Rose Bowl, which is number 3 against number 6. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena will be contested between the Miami Hurricanes and the Auburn Tigers. Ja'Cory Jazz against Brett Fisher and Monty Jackson and Nathaniel Woodworth, the least hyped team in the history of the playoffs.
Well, Miami beat me down at home this year, whereas Auburn only won by 3 points. So I'm going to take Miami.
Oh, wow.
Can Miami's defense stop newly crowned Heisman winner Jazz Durant?
I think this is kind of a bad matchup for Miami because Miami's defense is like a dominant pass defense, and I can't name their like linebackers, so this could be a problem. But I can see it going either way. And then the last bowl game, the Fiesta Bowl in Glendale, between the 4-seeded Houston Cougars and the 5-seeded Ohio State Buckeyes.
Winner gets the privilege of playing Alabama.
Yeah. The winner gets destroyed by Alabama in the Orange Bowl.
Get the well-experienced award.
Let's do one quick. Let's do some playoff guesses. Who do you think wins Alabama against what was it? Iowa State.
Iowa State, yeah.
Alabama.
I'm gonna go with people who love blowouts win that one.
This might be. What's the worst blowout we've ever had in a playoff game? Because this is, I suspect, was going to be close.
Didn't Penn State have some ridiculous win with the Ulysses Smith thing a couple years ago?
No, I never won by more than like 20.
I feel like that still might be tops.
Oh, I played the Red Hawks. I think in like 20. I'm gonna look this up actually. I think in 2015 I played Miami of Ohio and it was not close. I played UCF one time too.
Yeah, well, the other thing with Iowa State is that they've got Quinn Burr and Pacheco, and that's it, right? Like, do they have anyone on defense?
Well, they have the quarterbacks. Like, he's gonna have a rough day.
They did a good job containing Ricardo Reed earlier in the year. They have a decent quarterback in Clifford Wilcox, but I don't think that's going to be enough for ISU.
We'll see. Good luck, though. The biggest blowout, by the way, in playoff history is Penn State UCF, 38-10.
Yeah, I figured as much.
That was in 2016. So what about the Peach Bowl, which is Michigan Boston College? I honestly have no idea. This is going to come down to coaching. I think the teams are basically the same. Yeah. I can't. I don't know. Like Edwin Forster and I guess he wins in running back. Michigan has a better running back, but I think the quarterback advantage goes to Boston College. Defenses are probably about the same, although I do think that Michigan's wide receivers are better. Tyrus Wilson is really good, and Rosario.
My philosophy is, when in doubt, go with the better QB, so I'm taking BC.
I'm gonna take Michigan, but I don't know. It could be either one.
Honestly, I'd have to coin flip this because I cannot decide. Right now, I'd say Michigan, just because of the momentum they've had going forward. But again, it could go either way.
Agreed. Rose Bowl, Miami against Auburn. I think it's good. After thinking about what we just said, I think it's gonna be Auburn, which is kind of unfortunate because I would have liked to see Miami match up against like Alabama or one of those really good teams. But I just think that the run attack is. I don't think they can stop the run. If they still had Ryan Fry from last year, then maybe, but not like this.
Not like this. No. I'm going to take Miami. I mean...
Really?
Just to be contrarian, partially, but also because I don't know if Auburn can stop Brett Fisher. I struggled heavily to stop Brett Fisher. It's hard to.
It's going to be Alex rough game for Fisher. 100% convinced. Yeah.
I mean, Matty Swift had a good game against Auburn back when the Tigers beat them.
That's true.
Do not doubt AJ Youngwork. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people picked against him in ACC championship.
While true, I figure his team would be good against like LaShore or King or any of those people, but I can't think of like a good running attack that they've faced. I mean, they may have, but I know Clemson isn't, or Florida State isn't, or Georgia Tech isn't. So
yeah, well, they just haven't been tested at it because they play in the ACC where we all just love quarterbacks. So.
Well, now they play the Heisman winner, so.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Good first test.
Yes. I mean, I see where you would go with Auburn, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep faith in young Mark. Picked him for Coach of the Year, so I may as well pick him here.
I'm going to go with Auburn in this one, but it would not surprise me in the least if Miami won.
Okay, and then the last thing before I post these, I'm going to post these in the Award and History forum, by the way, but I just posted this earlier today, so it should show up on the front page. The Fiesta Bowl, Houston, Ohio State. Do you think Fever can beat Joel King? I honestly don't even know who the Houston coach is. It's like ranks 38 or something.
Tuscan?
Very close. No,
no, sorry.
Tuscan's Baylor.
Yeah, I know. Why did I think that?
Ranks 39. He appears every now and then.
All right, that's questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a good job so far, but then again, he's also playing in the AAC.
He got the team like halfway through the year, right?
Yes.
They were like already 7-1 or 7-0 or something when he got it. So, plus they had a fairly easy schedule. But I mean, they're still good. They have. By the way, this is one of the most underhyped players this year, and I'm just bringing this up so you get some respect in the draft. Alejandro Bowen, free safety on Houston. He has some pretty ridiculous stats.
I don't know. I feel like he's not as good as the free safety from Houston last year. Wink, wink.
Sean Jenkins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free safety pipeline in Houston. Actually, the Ohio State team is kind of unknown too. Like Cody Albright. I don't think anybody.
I still kind of associate Melvin Jefferson there. So.
What happened? Did he? I guess he didn't go to the NFL, right?
No, he did. I think he didn't even get signed because he was like a 74.5 or something.
He might retire. Okay, so that's it for me, I guess. I'm going to post the thread right now, which has the actual schedule in it, and the final coaches poll, which of course is fucked up in formatting because the site doesn't work with formatting half the time.
Yeah,
it wasn't fucked up a second ago. Now it's totally fucked up. So if somebody wants to fix this that has moderation power, feel free.
I can maybe just like post it on a separate, like in the USA Today forum anyway.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I've posted it. Okay, that is it for me, I guess. So the Super Bowl, just FYI, is in 2 weeks, and the National Championship game's in 3 weeks, and the draft is in 4 weeks. So we have a bunch of weekends in a row with shit happening.
Cannot wait.
What's happening with the Combine, by the way? Is that just going to be like posted all at once at some given time?
Yeah, so I might as well mention this now. So the Combine will just be fully released for everyone. At whatever schedule Alien posted like a week ago, these profiles and grades for their pro days are supposed to be substituting the private combines. I've been trying to think about how to do this for a long time. I wanted something that was public for everyone, but that people could get differing opinions on, and I think these kinds of write-ups are good enough because people won't agree what is considered good or not. So hopefully this makes up for it. By the way, I know I saw Dactor notice this earlier, but I want to confirm that it's true. The Pro Day grades, the 3 graders, they have trends that they like. I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out what.
I figured as such after.
I figured it might not be as useful this year, but if we have these to look on next year when the next batch come out, and you know how these have done in the NFL, you can kind of see what each grader kind of knows and is good at. The grades are not random. Do not disregard the grades. They're not just for flavor. They actually are somewhat useful. You won't see very many D's or F's because I'm not doing every player. I'm only doing like the top significant amount of player. It's just an arbitrary number, but I'm doing like 75 up.
If you picked like the 60s, then like there would be F's.
Yeah, there would be some F's.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that they're not NFL ready. It just means that, I mean, it's just an A to F grading scale. I'm not going to leave off the bottom just because it doesn't mean that, like, they could still be NFL ready even with an F. They're just not as good as other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I believe that does it here.
All right.
All right,
We need to
so-
actually. This will be. I guess I can mention this to both you guys and anybody in the shout box. At some point, probably beginning next Saturday, or maybe the week after, start planning the draft. How we do it this time. I know we're obviously using Inspiral's program again, but I might change that up, especially for the first round, because I want the announcement for the picks to come at the same time for the first round. We might do it by you PMing me your pick. Just FYI. But I want to get together whatever the broadcast team is this year and how we're going to do it and whether there's going to be boards or visuals or anything like we usually have. So just keep that in mind. I'll make a post, like I said, at some point in the next 10 days, and people can join up or not. Or we can have people vote for who they want to have on if there's too many people who want to do it. But anybody who's been on before is invited to come again. Okay, that's it for me.
All right, duly noted. All right, so this has been the awards ceremony here in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Selena, for all your hard work, of course. Thank you, Jumbo, for tagging along and providing some wonderful insight. This is Imposter Coster signing out.
See you guys later.